So moving on, we're going to have the next keynote presentation on how local innovation can lead to global success for frontier tech ventures. May I please invite Mr. Jerry Liang, partner Cyber Creation Ventures CCV, to come up on stage and share with us. Let's give a warm applause to Jerry.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Actually, I prepared a lot of slides here, but I won't go through one by one. My topic would like to share with everybody here, gentlemen, ladies, and our view on globalization. It's time right now. Okay, to be quick, actually, I want to draw everybody's attention back to the year 2000. Personally, I myself graduated from that year, and you see what is astonishing. I just couldn't believe today. At the year 2000, it's a short message, the first short message sent in mainland China. It's only 25 years ago, and we just couldn't believe how can we imagine at that time point of how technologies and AIs and the cell phones and applications can change the world today. And after 7 years, yeah, iPhone launched, the first version of iPhone. And at that particular year, our team joined Kleiner, China office, to start the adventure, to do the business, venture building investment. Because at that wave, internet wave, we can see the result. 2005, Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu, right? They all went to IPO from the startup. And so Americans, which is the source of the innovation, recognize that China is a great market to enter. It's the right timing. So it's a first wave of internet, which, US dollar funds grabbed a lot of these startups and gained the result. And after 10 years, actually, right now, the year of 2025, we went through the cycle of internet bubble, internet cycle. We went through the cycle of mobile internet, which created a lot of the IPO companies, great companies out there. And we went through the cycle of US dollars investing, globalization of global Chinese. And right up today, we are at the middle center cycle of the globalization, AI, and and China's expansion. I would say that. I would. Right here. Today, it's a time of the deglobalization. Even we don't like it, but it's a fact, right? We used to say the world is flat. Everybody connects to each other, connect with each other to create opportunities, create great business, and the people love each other. But today, we see that, unfortunately, the whole global actually comes to a little bit forced apart. Region of Asians, Americans, Europeans are all recognize that innovation, technology have to be self-controlled, I would say. And we will say that it's a changing, dramatically changing, and how we gonna adopt that? Okay, China, in the past 25 years, have been went through the cycles I mentioned just now, and accumulate a lot of the talents, engineers, and the fields of different sectors of monetization. And as of today, I would say China's strength lies in, of course, everybody read that on newspaper, supply chain, product definition, and talent pool. I will put more strength on the product definition because we see very clearly we used to do startups in China as a word, so-called copy from United States. And when United States have a company, then we learn from that and becoming quickly to be tier 2 suppliers and grab the market. And through that competitions, we can see very clearly China right now is so good at the product definition. I mean, define the user needs, find a solution through engineers. We're not at that moment of the original deep down innovations on papers, but we are so good at building blocks, putting the weapons, collecting the weapons, engineer weapons, the parts to put them together to form a product and to solve the real problems. Because this topic, this phenomena is highly related how to compete globally. Because in American today, when they charted GDP launched, everybody, in the industry, expert, universities at that time, was so astonished. They didn't think that this wave of AI can do that so clever things, right? At that moment, I will call back, that would be the year 2022. The whole industry out there is a little bit scared. And they think that China as a whole in the AI sectors is 2 years or 3 years behind. And that gap gonna be enlarged as the time being. But 3 years passed. As of today, as Mr. Chai Wen-sheng mentioned just now, DeepSeek give us a lot of confidence because underlying as a factor, we have to admit that there's not enough investment, cash invested into these fields. So we have to develop a kind of the solution with low cost to bring down the usage cost and to innovate based on that and to bring our product definition effort or strengths to form a solution, leveraging AI, leveraging underground technology, large language models to build new companies, to build agent, to solve the real problem out there. Because we have achieved that in the mobile internet world. So today, I would say we're coming back. Product managers was out there under spotlight 5 years ago. Then vanished. Nobody talk about them, right? People talk about the hot technology, deep technology, regardless of their product design. But today, with power of AI, with power of the large language models, no matter open source or closed source, people come once again to realize one thing. Companies, no matter AI native, no matter AI transformation on the way, no matter how deep they use this wave of technology, have to solve one problem. What do we say about that? It's a commercialization. Understand your customer. Understand what they are paying for. Understand what they gonna, their anticipation of the technology to solve the problem right today. So it's time. And second, I would say China as a manufacturer country in the world, I would say the only one, only powerful one right now, have the ability to build the new machines, new robotics today. The definition of robotics, when we heard about that, people might think that, hey, it's a bot like human, standing like me, talking to you, right? But actually, across the river, Shenzhen, there's great innovation out there. The robotics who helps to clean your room, right? Everyone have access to that. The robotics to help Americans to cut their meadows, grasses. to clean up the way of the snows, right? So there are great achievement out there. And today, even though the leaders in Japan and Germany used to be the pioneers and the dominators in the world, in the machine, in the robotics. But today, with the combination of new technology for AI, with combination of new technology in the industry production, I would say it's time. So China, once again, becoming the leaders or becoming the pioneers in the building of new wave of companies, robotics, today. And plus, this way of robotics is going to be more smart. We see drones flying over and capture the photos, shootings of the videos. And we see also the drones flying over the fields, help the farmers to crop, to detect what happens in their lands, to make sure that in autumn, they can have a great gain, right? To audit the weathers, to detect or forecast about how the result gonna in the next season. I would say, with a combination of the two, we have a very unique place here today to make sure we deliver, and the entrepreneurs, so smart entrepreneurs, deliver the right product. In China, they compete with each other fiercely, with low cost and very thin margin. And I think the great market give them opportunities to train, to enhance the product with a very fast cycle. And today, we see another wave of Chinese going global. That's a very natural thing, because the mature product today solve the problem. I talk to the Israel guys with a great technology. They say, hey, I envy you. I say, what? What are you saying? Because as a small country, as Israel, they told me, actually, they had great technology on the zones, right? But drones, but they kind of a lack of the opportunity to deploy on a massive market to test how their product technology in the engineering side to build a right product for the market. So that's how is the unified China market works, to help the adopt the technology and make great companies today. Yeah, let me flip over. That's the thing I want to stress. Today, we admit that top-tier players with a great brand, no matter consumer brand or the brands in the business world, they still are the leaders. They do innovations. They testify what works and what's not in the innovations, because with a long history of brand building, they accumulate a lot of the, resources in terms of the money, right? To allow them to so-called quota waste it, because innovation costs so much money. It often fails. 90% of the innovation just fails. It translates into so-called waste, but it's really values. But China actually was catching up in the world in the last decades, 2 decades, 3 decades. And we don't have that ample resources, just like Mr. Chai Wen-sheng on the stage just said. Why DeepSeek succeed, or why DeepSeek work in a totally different way of innovate with pretty much low cost? We don't have to, right? We have to do that with very limited resources. Actually, that is also the secret sauce of startups. We do early startups and hatching them together with them from the Series Pre-A to the IPO. The whole process, we see a lot of the tracks out there. at each moment, I would say, those companies, those entrepreneurs have very limited resources. They have to decide every day how to use it, where to put it, what strategy they're gonna leverage, what tactics, which market, which competitors they should face. So that gives them great pressure. And finally, with the free market competition, I would say, generates high efficiency, low cost, good quality product. But why we say top 2 players? Their brand is not well known yet, because the brand building takes a lot of time, I would say. Everybody knows by heart. So it just takes time. As time goes by, forward looking, I would have very confident that, just like Japan, which is in the 1970s, I think it's the right time for the China effort spill over to grab, to compete in the free market and gradually build the brands, no matter from the tech side or the consumer side. Yeah, we have already seen some result out there. It's booming. But unfortunately, it's a world of today not as we think. What I mean is the so-called globalization. We have to face it. So that adds some difficulty for the entrepreneurs to get the value from the market. They have to learn. Okay. Yeah, let's talk one more thing about AI. We think in this competition, there's 2 patterns. One pattern is to be open source players. Second, at the opposite, we have already been educated and seeing that in the mobile world, Android, open source, hatching their ecosystem, and actually today have grabbed over 80% of the market share. And AI, we think, similar. No matter DeepSeek, Minimax, all the large language models in China, you see on the newspaper every day, they are building on open sources. Open sources allows to invite everybody come in the ecosystem to do the innovations. And one more thing. Can you imagine that when your cell phone or when the new innovated hardware or product onward, the computations actually, it should go through the internet to the center of OpenAI or decentralized to the computational power 80% to be just consumed or provided by your phone. Edge computing, legacy world, I would say might be the secret lies in decentralization, lies in open source, because it just, for example, a smart earphone, right? We know that earphone just collect the sound, collect the voice I will talk. But with the AI ability, for example, I always pick up business meetings on my trip. Of today, some innovations right here can just summarize everything. Summarize. And how that works, because the chips are providing the computational power in the earphone without delivering every bit to the servers and come back, right? So this kind of innovation lies in decentralization and open source. Last, I would echo Mr. Cai Wensheng's view. Decentralization might be the key. What I mean is decentralization of the globalization. Just to quickly compare, we would say globalization 1.0 is to sit in the center, send your army, so-called army, set an office in Dubai, in Hong Kong, and in Beijing, right? But today, I will say that we have to face a different version of deglobalization. We have to be very locally innovative, just like octopus. Octopus have 9 or 10 arms with each brain, 9 brains to operate, to think, to decide. But today, I would say that might be the right strategy for the globalization. We call it 2.0. And Hong Kong, Cyberport, a great Bay Area, I think have the best opportunity out there because we have the Silicon Valley, hardwares at the other part of the river. We can combine them. And we have a lot of engineers, talent, universities, research papers, and global Chinese has once again occupies 40% of the talents in the AI world. I think it's a great opportunity. And I would like to thank everyone for your precious time to listen to our view about the world today. Thank you.